everybody, this is Aquila, and this is Aquila from the future, because I didn't record an intro to this, and I want to record another clip, and it's just going to be easier if I record that now. So I believe this is episode 177. Welcome to my channel. I record through the week, I clip it all together of all the crafty things I'm doing, and I post on Saturdays. Thank you to all my returning viewers and any new viewers I might have. Also, thank you to everyone who commented on the last episode, which wasn't like super typical because we talked about a lot of stuff that in general was kind of like a PSA, I guess, and just things that had happened to us with social media and quote hacking, whatever it was. Ugh. What a mess. So if you are new and you didn't watch that episode and you're curious, you can go back and watch the last episode. But I want to jump on here and just do that intro, and then you're going to see me again later in the same outfit. Today, while I'm recording the intro, it is Tuesday, the 30th of August, 2022. And I had recorded some clips Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Nothing yesterday, just Sunday. So, yeah. All right, so on to the show. Well, this sure isn't Johnny Bo, but it is the Johnny Bo Dies Dungeon. So, yeah, I had a task given to me. Now, this was given to me from Kim at Erlbacher. She sent me a skein of yarn to dye up. She's like, are you still dyeing yarn? And I was like, yeah. And so she was like, we're just curious how it dyes up, and we want to maybe start carrying bare yarn. And I was like, that's awesome. So, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to put that out there. Maybe I'll cut that out. Okay, this is John dyed a skein too. John's looks awesome. I'm so jealous. Okay. This is Jaeger spun. This is a 90 superwash wool, 10% nylon, 100 grams, 430 yards. It's a sock yarn. So I'm gonna dye this and I'm gonna crank it just so we can get an idea of one, how it dyes, and two, now I'm not really a professional dyer, but I think I could give a good opinion. We'll see. And then I'll crank it to give them my feedback on how well it works in the Erlbacher machines, in the knitting machine. I'm gonna have to message Kim. I'm gonna message somebody. I'm not quite sure my inspiration yet, but I do have an idea of how I want to dye the yarn. So I've already wet it. I've put 2 zip ties, one on each end of the loop. See? I want to dip dye this, fold it in half, and dip dye it. So that way I'll have this hunk of color in the middle that's darker, and it'll hopefully gradiate up. That's my plan. It will then kind of micro stripe a little and probably pull as it micro stripes. That's what I'm hoping for. But I'm going to do more to it than just the dip dyeing. So I have my water heating up. John, I think, used acid. I don't think I'm going to use acid for this first part for the dip dyeing. I'm not sure. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. So, yeah, I'm gonna start that. I will put the thingy and record that part. So you guys will see it. I am dripping everywhere. And it's not really going to matter because I'm going to be dipping it into a pot of water. But I don't want to have, water everywhere. So let me clean that up. I forgot to mention, I also have another skein of DK weight. This is Knit Picks Swish, right? Yes, Knit Pick Swish DK Bear. This is a 100% superwash merino, so not really great for socks. I can't put it through my machine anyway, but I want to try the same technique of the dip dyeing with the DK weight. And I love knitting hats with DK weight yarn, so I think that's what that's going to end up being. It'll be mine, unless it turns out so cool that, like, somebody wants it. Whatever. I don't know. All right, now I gotta pick colors. I have no clue. I have no clue what I want to do. All right, stay tuned. Seen the video of John tufting, and this is the board, but so ours is a cut pile gun, which means it cuts the threads on the backside, and you can accidentally clip your actual fabric. So you're tufting on fabric like this, and you can clip it by accident if you don't have the proper pressure on your fabric. So I've went in with some crochet cotton, the real thin lace weight stuff, and I have rewoven my wefts, and then I did my warps. I may have done the warps first, but I don't, or the wefts and then the warps. No, that's right. So I'm working on this one, and I've done all these. See, I did these first, my warps. Now I'm going back and forth, and I have this little bit left to go. That way John can retuft these colors into the fabric. So, because if not, it's just a big hole. It really will fall apart. So I watched a couple videos on how to do it when I first got my gun. So I already knew, and luckily I know the concept of weaving, so it was pretty easy for me to do, except it's a little time consuming and it's hard to see, you know, what I'm really doing, honestly. But it's working out. Look at that. Look at that. It's not the greatest, but it'll be enough for him to tuft onto. Okay, so John and I both dyed a skein of that Jaeger spun. Here's yours. I didn't hold it up, so. Here's the label, Jaeger spun. This is a, excuse me. I did speak with Kim, and she said it was fine that we could talk about it. They are hoping to start carrying stuff in their shop. They just want to have information from people on the yarn before they start carrying it. So making sure that people like it and whatnot. So this is a superwash wool, 90%, 10% nylon, soft wool.
Did you just put...
Yeah, I did it first. Superwash.
Super what?
Superwash. Okay, so John didn't record any of his. You guys already had seen maybe a little bit of what I did, so now we get to show you. Do you want to show yours first? Me? Okay, so I did do the dip dyeing technique. Yeah, we're losing light fast here, so I apologize. So here's lighter, here's darker, and I did what I wanted to do, which was take the two ends, do it like this, and dip dye it into the pot. And that is what I did. And then I laid it out in the pan, and I did some speckling. I did a gray and a purple here, and I did the chartreusey green up there. So, do you want to show yours, or do you want me to talk about the other one first? Okay. So I wanted to see how it compared against the DK Weight Swish Bear yarn, which is 100% superwash, and I also dip dyed this one. I realized I had enough dye in the pot to dip dye both, so this one did come out a little darker because it got a lot more dye. I stopped dip dyeing this one when I was like, ooh, it will turn all blue if I don't stop. So then I dip dyed this one, and you can see the top is much lighter, and I have all the same speckles, the same color speckles. It's hard to see because our lighting is now gone, but I really enjoyed. I've not dyed enough, so John has more opinions than I do, but I felt like this really took. It looks good. I feel like it took the dye really well.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, all right. And the speckles, for me not doing speckles, some of my speckles are worse because I think I had maybe too much water in the pan when I was doing it, but
it happens to the best of us.
It's fine. It's fine. All right, go ahead, sir. Talk about what you did.
Mine's garbage.
No, it's not. You say that every time. Stop it.
I had that stupid song that my daughter loves stuck in my head. The watermelon sugar song.
Hi!
So I did that.
I think it looks really cool.
It's okay.
So what did you do? Are you going to explain?
I did some things. I went like that, and then I went like that. And then... No, I did, I played with some zip ties. I want a better way to be able to resist other than tying in a knot or doing zip ties. So I played in the negative space a little bit. This was all white.
You're not even holding it up.
Oops. So these were all white areas. And, yeah, I just went over and, got my little syringe with some ballerina pink. Sprayed some ballerina pink in there, and then I did some black speckles there, and then I did some dark green speckles there, and then I sang that song, Watermelon Sugar, hi. And then that was it.
So how
I got to...
Okay, go ahead.
I haven't dyed anything in a very long time, so it was actually kind of refreshing.
Yeah. How did
like a nice watermelon on a sunshiny day.
I think I messed mine up. How did you feel dyeing on that yarn? Because we've never dyed on it before since it was
We've never dyed on it before. It was cool. It was, it took the sea breeze very nicely.
It did. It looks really nice on there.
And it absorbed it all. Luckily, I was, like, kind of busy, so, like, the biggest problem is fiddling with stuff too much. And every dyer that you watch just tells you, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. But whenever I'm down there in the zone, it's like impossible to just leave it alone.
Yeah,
so that's how I end up with, moving stuff around, and then speckles get blotchy and all that good stuff. So luckily I had time to leave it alone.
So in my opinion, I really enjoyed dyeing on it. Now I need to crank it. I did notice just looking at the yarn, it looks a little thinner than some other fingering weight yarns that, like the Stroll Bear that we dye. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit thinner than that. Maybe it's a little more spun. So I am probably going to, on my knitting machine, tighten up. You can't play music. Tighten up the tension on my machine a little, or crank the whole thing with the heel spring on, because I think if I leave it at the tension that I'm used to just leaving it at, the fabric won't be what I'm looking for. So I think I'm gonna have to make my stitches a little bit tighter to accommodate for this yarn. But that's with any fingering weight yarn, because they're not all made equal, and some are lighter, some are in the middle, and some are a heavier fingering weight. So you really, with your sock machines or your circular sock machines, that's the same thing, whatever. I meant if you with your Erlbacher, but not everybody has Erlbacher. You have to always account for the thickness of your fingering.
I always do.
So there you go. I thought they turned out fun.
Burp.
All right, that's it.
I'm gonna go sleep now.
Okay, good night. Good morning. My hair is still up because I didn't wash it today, and I'm drinking coffee. It is Thursday, and it's September 1st already. How, August? Did we have August? Was there an August? Because I feel like there wasn't at all. Okay, I need to take a drink. That's still very hot. I need to wind up one more skein of yarn for John's sweater. If you've been following me for a while, I'm making John a cardigan. It's the second breakfast cardigan. I don't know if I always mention that when I show it. So, second breakfast, the links are always down below. I bought all this yarn from the Naughty Lady, which is where Andy the knittress used to work. They have since closed up their brick and mortar, and that is why Andy is pushing so hard and working so hard, not pushing, she's working so hard to open a new brick and mortar shop in her town because she misses the camaraderie and the people miss it too. And she does have a GoFundMe. She does have a shop, so you can always support her shop if you want to help in that way and actually get something, or you can just donate to the GoFundMe, whatever you feel like doing. My camera looks like it's doing weird things, trying to focus in all kinds of funky ways. Well, when they were going out of business, I hurried up and snatched up 3 sweater quantities of yarn, I believe. Yeah, it was 3. One of them being the yarn for John's cardigan, and this is Malabrigo Rios, which I can't remember in my knitting career that I've ever knit with this. I do really enjoy it. So the Rios is a worsted weight. This is the colorway Sandbank, and these two look very different. I'm like on the button band. I am not alternating skeins at this point. I need to go upstairs and compare which one. This one looks darker. My lighting's really terrible down here anyway, but this one looks darker than this one does, so I need to go see which one is gonna work better. Because I'm at the end of the last skein and I have half the button band left to do. Again, I'm not alternating. So I'm gonna have a skein of this left. I did notice, and people have told me, this is a pure merino superwash wool. It's 100%. There's no nylon in it. And they said it does pill. I've already noticed that just maneuvering the sweater around in my lap, that it's doing that a little bit. Oh gosh, I thought I was going to wind this up right here, right now, but I guess I'm not going to. I need to go check. But yeah, so I'm almost done that. I'm really excited. I haven't showed you guys what it looks like in this episode. Yeah, I've gotten really far on my Recalibrate top too. And then, I just don't know what I'm going to cast on next. Hazel wants a sweater. Hazel had this Target bought green chenille-like fabric sweater cardigan she loved. Well, it was like a 3T, right? My kid is way bigger than 3T, and we got rid of it just in this past donation. She was very upset, and so now she wants me to make her one. So I need to go to the store and let her pick the yarn versus me picking the yarn. I wish the yarn I think she's going to pick is going to be heavier than like a worsted weight. Those yarns are more like a bulky. I'm going to have to find a cardigan pattern for a kid. A good one. She loved that one so much. And it was really just plain. It was stockinette. It had a button band on it. I don't even think it had buttons on it. I don't think you could button it. I can't remember. It did have pockets though, so I'll have to put pockets on it. So that's where I'm at right now. Yeah. I work from home. I get to work from home today. Yeah. All right, I'm going to stop rambling because that's rambling. I need to go upstairs and look at the sweater and see which one of these looks better so I can put it here on my Swifty Swift. And I could have that done probably tonight. I meet with my girls tonight. I could have it done. Eee, that's exciting. All right, till the next clip. Hope your day, morning, night is whatever you want it to be. It is Friday. It is September 2nd, and I have some progress to show you. So excuse me, nose, itchy nose. Blah. Should cut that out, but I probably won't. I was talking in the last clip about I wasn't sure which skein was going to match better, and because one was much lighter than the other. Much lighter, but it was lighter that I should have been alternating if I was using just those two skeins in a project. And I decided that when I brought the two up, the one that matched better was the one that was darker. So I went with the darker one. Now I'm in the middle of a row, and I'm not going to apologize because that's where I stopped last night. We were meeting with my knitting group, and we meet at a brewery, which is awesome because there's outside seating. There's usually food trucks. So yeah, we don't have to feel crammed inside anywhere. We used to meet at a Panera Bread, which, you know, those places can get real tight real quick, but this place is wonderful, and you can bring your own food also because they don't actually like serve food at the brewery. So they allow you to bring food. They want you to support the food truck if there is one, obviously. And the night we go is a trivia night, so then everybody migrates inside, and we're outside, and pretty much it's like 2 tables. Like, it's awesome. So, excuse me. I have bought these stitch stoppers. I've never bought stitch stoppers before. I think I was gifted like the really plain ones, like the foamy looking ones, but I've never bought yarn from Rachel. Rachel is a dyer here in Maryland. I've seen her yarn, I've just never purchased any. She is wool and vinyl. So let me show you the card. I have a card because I also have another set of these stitch markers, not the same pair, another set that's going to be gifted to a friend, and I don't want to show their present on the podcast. Wool and vinyl, here we go. In Maryland, which is awesome. She just started selling, I'm not sure, stitch stoppers. So I bought some, and the pair I bought for myself is Halloweeny little ghosties. Look how cute they are. They're so cute. And they're just little, like, rubber, kind of reminds me of like the little trinkets you put on your Crocs. They're that material, like that rubbery material. So I can't show you the other set, but I'm very excited to gift them. So that's on my sweater right now. And I am on the opposite side now of the buttonholes. So I had done, I'm not quite sure where I was. I think I had just picked up the last time I actually showed you guys this, the second breakfast cardigan. I think I had just picked up for the band. The band goes all the way around. So I'll lift this up real quick and show you. So it goes all the way from the bottom, all the way around the neck, all the way down to the other side. I've never done this buttonhole construction. It looks pretty good. Like, I don't know, I haven't like spread it out to like really look at it, but it looks pretty good and interesting. I haven't picked buttons yet either. I think I need to let Bo do that. But here's the buttonholes. There's 8 buttonholes, and it looks pretty clean. I can't tell like any difference. So the only modification I have actually done to this pattern is I wanted the band to be a little bit wider. So before I did the buttonholes, I did like 3 more rows of the ribbing before I did my buttonholes. And when I was talking to my knit group last night, I said, you know, I want it to not look weird, but if I add extra rows on the opposite side of the buttonhole, will that be odd? Will it look odd if I don't? Or will it look odd if I do? And I think the overwhelming consensus was that however many I added before the hole, I should add after the hole to make it a balanced space, and that way the hole is in the middle of that space. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I've given myself a little extra work because I'm doing a few extra rows, but that's totally okay. And I am almost on this. I mean, in the sense that all of the knitting will be done, because I still have to tack down pockets, I still have to block it, still have to like weave in all the ends, and I have to put buttons on it. So, but that's not the knitting part. So I am very excited. It's like so good. It's so good. Okay, let me put this to the side. And the other thing I've been working on, the only 2 things, I'm lying, not the only 2 things I have on my needles, because I have a Clockwork on my needles and I haven't touched it in a very long time. I wasn't loving it, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might rip it out. I love the colors, I don't, the drape of one of the yarns is just, yeah. So I don't know if it would be better suited in something else. That's where I'm sitting right now. Oh, I have 1 more thing to actually show you. Let me show you the other top. The Recalibrate top is by Shana, and I told you guys I was going to be starting the opposite side, which I was going to do in the pi numeral system. So, you know, pi is, now I forgot what pi is. I have it written down. 4 point whatever. So it was going to be 4 ridges and 1 ridge and 4.13. It's 3.14. Wow. Yeah, brain not functioning today, but that's okay. 3.14, blah, 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 blah. And so I've gotten very far. I only have 2 more colors, and then the main color, and then the arm ridgy bands. And the last 2 colors, I need 5 ridges and 3 ridges, and then 3 ridges of the main color. So technically I have 11 ridges left. 11 ridges, and then the arm cuff. And then I gotta pick up this, well, the side band and then the arm cuff, but that's okay, that's okay. So I'm still attached to this color, although this I finished last night. So that'll be the last time I use this color actually, which is kind of sad. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with all my leftovers, but I'll figure it out. My cat has joined me. My cat puked on the floor moments ago, and I was cleaning that up, so real life for you. All right. This is bunched up a little on these needles, and that's okay. I don't think I had even started the other side when I started talking to you, so I have made some progress. Oh my goodness. So you see what I'm talking about? 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 9, 1. Nope, 2. I think it looks so cool. I am very happy with it not being the same on the other side. I'll flip that to the back and we'll get a picture of this one. I've made it so far. I have made it so far. So the next color is gonna be the green, and that's 5 ridges, so that's pretty wide. And then 3 ridges of this, so there's not much of this color. And I really like this color, but maybe I'll get a pair of socks out of it. That would be exciting. So yeah, and then I'll add my pop of color, and my little sleeve cap here. That is a modification I also did. I added, and it's given in the pattern to, you can add as much as you want. So I added, I'm not sure how many, I think 2 ridges before I did my bind off. It's nice and stretchy. It's an I-cord bind off. Yeah, I love this so much. I have a lot of doobly-doos to weave in there, but guys, okay, I've talked a lot, but I have one more thing to show you. I can't wait to have, I mean, both of these done. I honestly can't wait to have both of them done. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. Okay. We showed you the yarn that we dyed, and I cranked a sock for mine. I didn't finish it yet, and I should have brought a blocker up. I wasn't thinking. Here it is on the cone. This was mine. This was the one that faded like light to dark, and then I speckled it. Are you guys ready? I did a hung hem. A hung hem. My toe. Yeah, toe comes after heel. Did my heel, then the foot. OMG. I am so happy with this, like super happy with this. I experimented with a technique for the dip dye and the way I folded it, and I'm really, really happy with that it did like the, I guess it spirals. I guess it's a spiral. Does it go all the way around if I keep, yeah, it's a spiral, so it spirals, but it does kind of micro stripe, which is fun too. And you can see how it changes, because this I had my tension tighter, and this was regular without, this has the heel spring on to get a nice tight cuff. And then this, I take the heel spring off. And then the heel spring comes back on to do this, but this would look different anyway because it's in short rows. But I love it so much. I can't wait. I can't wait to crank John's up. I want to hopefully get the other one of these done today. I want to close up the toe. Oh my god. Ooh, I actually really love the pink as a toe. I mean, this is my toe, but how fun would that have been if I would have put like this bright pink toe on it? Okay, I gotta stop. I really love it. I'm really happy with my results, and yeah, there we go. That's what I have to say about it. Sorry, I love it so much. I'll have to take a picture of it and post it. All right, that's it. Tomorrow is going to be a very busy day, so I might not, I'll talk tomorrow at some point, I guess. I gotta record a clip. I gotta record something. I don't want to record it all today. Okay, tomorrow I'll have something up. It's gonna be crazy. All right, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye. Okay, it's Saturday. Let me round up this video real quick. I did bind off John's sweater, and I'll show you guys that in the next episode, because I hope maybe to block it in the next day or two, so that's exciting. I mean, and I gotta sew pockets down and do other things, but yeah. The only other thing that I wanted to, do you want to say hello? Hello. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. The only other thing I wanted to talk about is the books I was reading, because I've actually finished The Girl Who Drank the Moon. That was a recommendation. And I talked, I think, in 2 episodes ago that I wasn't sure how much I really loved it, but I really did end up liking it in the end. Like, again, my rating system, 1 out of 5 stars ain't enough. You need to go up to like 10. So I give it like a 7.5, 8. I thought it was pretty good. And then the other book that I just finished, and I'll put the names of the books and the authors down below. Sorry, lots of noise in this house today. Remarkably, dang, now I forgot what it's called. Sorry, I had to cut, and I don't know. Remarkably Bright Creatures was the other book I read. I really enjoyed that one. That one is like a feel-good type book. I wasn't sure how they were piecing things together in the beginning, but by like There was like 3 hours left. I totally knew what was happening. So that was good though. So if you get a chance to read that, I give that like an 8. And then now I am reading a book that was like super popular, I think a few years ago, which I never got to read, which is Boy Snow Bird. So far, it's not keeping my attention a whole lot. So I'm listening to it, but I'm not retaining all the information. So I'm not quite sure about this book. So yeah, there we are. We have to get going. It's a crazy morning. He's just got a present for her birthday. I'm going to video it because it's probably going to be hilarious. So until the next episode, please take care of yourselves and each other and check in on each other. It means everything. And yeah. All right. Happy bye. What do you got? You have a cat in a backpack. Here, walk that way so I can video it.
Oh,